Muscle control was an old school trick that's gone by the wayside, but some people are trying to bring it back. Now in this clip here you can see a man spreading his scapula, and just as he turns around, oops, she's a big fan. So there you go, he pops that scapula out and pops that one out. If you can really train your scapula, it really adds a dramatic effect to your lat spread and overall muscle display. And also your abdominal roll, that's another one I used to do on stage. And this is a yogic principle, and there you go, he's pulled a vacuum and then he's doing what's called the abdominal rope. Now not only do these look a little bit different on stage, well, they're big fans as well, there we go, it's like a cattle market. But also it allows your ab control to really improve, and you'll really feel the benefits when you're doing ab work. Here's a young fella from Iran. Now look how he pops his scapula out. Now he's got a good future ahead of him once he starts to beef up. There you go, bang, look at that, and whoop. So I particularly train people to do this. It takes many years to be able to. There you go, you can see it from behind, pulling the scapula out. It's something my dad did to me. And also for muscle control, I'm currently training my son, who's a beginner, to do it. So he had nothing a few months ago. Now he can really pull his stomach in using those yogic principles. And here's a more advanced version. Check this out. This guy is about to, there you go, he does a bit of a vacuum, and now he does the abdominal isolation. And here's Boyako showing his muscle control in his bicep. Liver is one of the most nutrient dense foods. The old schoolers knew this, and they used to get stuck into it by the plate load. Here's Vince Gironda, a trainer of many champions, and he used to get people to take freeze-dried bull's liver tablets by the bucket load. Freeze-dried bull's liver is a supplement that's really making a comeback as well, so get hold of some if you can. Now here's a picture of the Nyanga people from Australia, and don't they look boss? Their traditional meat-based diet was 50% protein, 20% carbs and 30% fat. It was rich in meat and especially organs like liver, vegetables with some tubers and limited grains, fruit and sugars. And the effect of that diet is apparent in this photo. Now they weren't doing squats, bench press and pullovers, but look at the physique on them. You know, this is how we are meant to eat. As soon as they stopped eating like this, diabetes soared due to adopting a Western diet. So the bottom line is, get some freeze-dried bull's liver and try and stick to a more traditional diet and cut all the crap out. The old schoolers knew the importance of having an incredible vacuum back in the day, as John Grimek is showing here. Arnold knew it as well. He could pull his belly button right up to his spine. Now, while probably a little bit wider from the front when compared to his contemporaries like Zane and Newbray and so on, from the side he had a wasp waist with that enormous rib cage, and he knew exactly what he was doing. He used to vacuum regularly. He would try it seated, he would try it kneeling, and he would also try it on all fours for a really intense vacuum. You should be vacuuming about 4 times a week. I go into more detail about this in the book that's coming out soon, and also you can Google it online. There's plenty of articles, old school articles that teach you how to vacuum, and YouTube clips. I'll be releasing more soon as well on this. So abdominal vacuum training is all important, but that's not all to achieving a big vacuum. As Matt Mendenhall is showing here, doing the pullover movement stretches the cartilage between each rib. Over time your sternum will stretch and become a lot bigger, as mine did. I had no chest. I had a sunken chest that a pirate would be proud of. But by incorporating pullovers and all these old school movements, I managed to make dramatic differences to my rib cage and my waist. Another old schooler, Tom Platts, he was a big fan of pullovers as well, and look at his enormous, what they call rib box. Back in the day they used to call it a rib box rather than a rib cage, and you can see the benefits there of him doing that as well. So vacuuming and pullovers really pay massive benefits. Now part of having a great vacuum is also having good abdominal control and control from the sides of the waist as well. That's what Dave Hawke and his friend here are working on. I'll notice what the cameraman's working on here. Yep, okay, get focus, mate. And there you go, he's also doing my favourite ab movement, which lets you add weight to ab work, the cable pull down. So ab work, vacuuming and pullovers all work in conjunction to get that amazing vacuum on stage. Tony Pearson's showing one here, look, hits his vacuum, turns around and bang, there we go. That's what we're talking about. Jean Marquis, fantastic vacuum here, great ab control. This is what we're talking about. Boom. And there's no prizes for guessing who this is. Look at his rib cage. He's bringing rib cages back, isn't he? Good old Chris. This next movement's an absolute ripper. It's the wrist roller, and you can make it just by buying some wooden doweling, some rope, and hang a weight off it. And as demonstrated here, you just roll it up and down. The burn is absolutely excruciating. The vascularity and the hardness you get from this movement is unbelievable. The old schoolers like Chuck Sipes here used to really value training the forearm and also grip strength. This guy used to tear phone books in half with his hands. Not that I advise you to do that, but look, grip strength is important. The basics. You hear a lot today about optimal training, and look, it definitely has its place, especially for someone like me. I've got lots of broken bones and injuries, and optimal training is pretty much the only training I can do for now, with a few compound movements thrown in. So it's great for someone like me, but for a young fella trying to get big, stick to the heavy basics. Power movements, squats, pull-ups, dips, push presses, etc. They're all big, powerful moves that stress a lot of muscle in a good way. They help increase muscle building hormones and make the entire body strong and resilient. You can't do that with little cute exercises, cable concentration curls and so on. You really have to tax the body with big movements done in impeccable style. So there you have it, people. There's some old school gems for you. You might want to apply some of these and watch yourself grow like hell. Have a great day and keep it classic.